through it. In fact, I've got my dyes here, so we can start with the actual dyes. Now, I'm going to do that backpack. And do you know what, Joe? I've found some lovely, look at the little tweed fabric that I found in the shop.
Oh, lovely.
Right? So this very man-like, very masculine. I know you normally like pink, flowery, rainbowy stuff, but I could make you a nice...
I can do masculine occasionally.
You can do masculine. Right, I'm going to do Joe a nice masculine backpack. Right, so I'm going to get my, I'm going to get the dye. So can you see, basically for this is your outer one, which you're going to make the outside of the bag for. This is the flap. This is the inside, right? So this is going to do the base of the whole bag. And then this is going to be your handle. So those are the way, and you've got full instructions, but actually better still, you can go back and watch all the videos. If I just show you on that bag, so can you see how this one all works? There's that flap. So you can see the flap is this piece here. This outside one is making your outside bag, and the bag has this oval shaped bottom. Ours has been flat packed in storage, but it's got that oval shaped bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you, I'm going to walk you through the sandwich combination first of all, just to show you how you kind of put them all together. Right, here we go. Look how big this die is, right? Now the idea is, what you're going to do is, you're going to cut your fabric to twice the size of the die, and then we're going to cut it over the fold. That's how we managed to make such big bags. And I'm going to cut the fabric and the lining at the same time. So can you see, there's my die. You know my word, I've just put them the right way around as well. Right, here we go. Very well loved. This is my fabric plate, this one that I use for cutting my fabric dies. So I'm going to lie these over top of each other. This goes over there. And can you see, oh, I just haven't quite cut that lining big enough. It's only lining, it's going to be all right. Right, so you're just going to pop that over. My tip is that you are going to stick down the dye to the fabric to the plate. Okay, we're going to do the same at the bottom edge. We're going to get this and we're going to stick down the dye to the fabric to the plate. There we go. And then your sandwich combination, so you've got your base plate. I've got my metal, which I've stuck everything to. Then you use your clear plastic plate, then you're going to use your top plate. Now, for those of you that do a lot of fabric cutting with your Gemini, I would recommend keeping a separate set of plates to use for your fabric cutting. They will warp a lot faster if you're cutting a lot of fabric in them. So do that trick that I've taught you, whereby you fill your kettle up with boiling water, put these in the sink. Oh, there you go, it's done all the cutting there. Put these in the sink, pour the boiling water over top and put like a brick or something on top of them until the water cools. Take them out. I'll put them on my top chopping board, Gemini on top of the chopping board, and leave them overnight, and they come out lovely and flat at the end of it. So great little tip there. Now, can you see, this has done me all of that cutting absolutely perfectly. So these come off.
Karen Hills over on YouTube, Sarah, wants to know if these bag dies will fit in the Gemini Junior, or does she need the big Gemini for these?
No, you do need the big Gemini, because they are really big, these, right? So can you see, that has given us the right size. So you want 2 for your lining, and you're going to want 2 for your outer fabric. Okay, now what I've already done is I've already done my fabric cutting. So I've cut the 2 for the lining, I've cut the 2 for the outer fabric. Let me just show you, because I've had to prepare a little bit of this at home, otherwise I'd never got it all done. I've done the flap. So all you do is you're going to do the flap in the, can you see, I've done it in the lining fabric and I've done it in the tweed, and I've just got, so that I've done all my top stitching around here and put my little press stud in. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take, I have done this is the little handle for the top. So I've just stitched all that round, turned it inside out, and I'm going to stitch that, if I've got some pins in here, I'm going to pop that with a little bit of a raised bit on there. I'm going to hold it in place with my pins, and I'm just going to stitch that into place, Joe, right through both layers.
Nikki makes a good point. She's got another brand of die cutting machine, Sarah. Can she use our multimedia die through other brands of die cutting machine?
Absolutely she can, no problem at all. It's going to work through both.
Wonderful. And most machines will have the correct plate combination, I'm guessing, to allow you to use these kind of thicker fabric dyes.
Yes, I would hope so. But basically what you're doing is you're just using a slightly lesser sandwich. Most die cutting machines will give you a sandwich combination. They might call them deep dish dies, or we call ours mixed media.
Well, Nikki's got a cut and emboss. I'm sure she'll be fine using these dies
absolutely, no problem.
I've actually got that fabric. I've just realised, you know, the lovely Bernie made me a earbud case using that.
Oh, so now you'll have an earbud case to match your bag.
Oh,
right, so I've done your little handle to go on the top, right? Are you ready? Let me start showing you how we're going to put this together. So we're going to get, there's the back of our fabric, right? And make sure you use it. To be honest, there's no right side and wrong side with this. But what I'm going to do first of all is I have taken and I've made 2 little handles, right? So I'm going to bring these handles in, Jo. Oh, I've lost my little, here we go. And I'm just going to stitch these in place. I'm going to hold them in place and I'm just going to eyeball it. So I'm going to pop these in place first. Now, I'm just trying to go through step by step, as much for my benefit as it is yours, so that I don't have an elastic gate repeat. Right, so let's have a think about this. So these are going to go inside. So there's my handles are going to go inside. Then I want my flap. So let's have a look. My flap is going to go this way up. No, my flap, let's have a think about this. Right, so my flap, so yes, because it's on the back and then it's going to go over to the front. Can you see? So it's always good to kind of think about these. I'm just going to come off. Now I've done white thread so that you can see it on the show. If you noticed at home, I popped a grey thread in when I was getting this one ready the other night. Got this one ready at the weekend. So let's have a look. We'll pop these on here and we'll hold it. So I'm going to be really careful when I stitch these in place. So I'm just going to basically go along the top here and secure that in place, Jo. Right, all I've done, Jo, is so can you see I've got the long piece at the top, and then I've done short handles, because this is because we're going to stitch the D-rings onto the bottom of here. So I'm just going to make sure those are stitched in first. I like to do everything in stages because I'm less likely to get something wrong. So yes, you can absolutely do all of this in one go when you're stitching the base on. However, being Sara, and bear in mind I am not the most advanced sewist on our team here. Let's have a look. Oh no, I was going to do this one the other way up. There's my loose end at the bottom, my neat end at the top. Here we go. And then there we go. And then I'm going to stitch this over here. So I've got that sewn in. Now this is the kind of, I don't want to say the complicated bit, because honestly none of it's complicated. But this is the bit that I want you to be thinking about now, right? We're going to pop these inside. Let's just hold all them together. Yeah, you're out the way. Pop that down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other one here. So we've got the top piece. And I'm going to pop the top piece on and just stitch these 2 pieces down the edges, Jo. So that's the last thing we're going to do before we have to stitch the base in. And like I said, the base is the only bit where I think you really need to pay attention. Well, I'm going to do one last thing before. So if I turn this inside out, just to show you, right, that is going to be, we're going to put the lining in obviously inside, but before I do, I just want to put on, so there's the top. Do you like your top a little bit looser at the top, Jo, so it can come over, or do you like it tight?
A bit looser, please.
Little bit looser. So we'll put a little bit looser so that you've got the grabber at the top. And then look what I've got. I've got the other half. Look, I didn't lose it. It's a wonder for me. The other half of this. So this, you see, you put this onto there. And then I can go onto here and say, right, I kind of know where I want these to be. Yep. Can I see that? Can I see that? Right. So I'm going to push them through. So here is my, I can almost see that. So if I just come in now, where's my unpicker? I'm just going to pop a little hole in there for the 2 sides. There we go. Right. So this is my base part here is going to go into though. I've just poked them through and I still kind of see them, Jo. My eyesight's not what it used to be, you know. Right, here we go. So we'll go down again. We'll have a feel for where they are. You're going to be roughly there. Right. I'm going to go in. There it is. Is that me hole there? Yes, that's me hole there. And then that's going to go into there. And I'm just basically popping that through, getting it in exactly the right spot. And then just going to send it through. So once it's through, yep, that goes to the back. Right, so here we go, Jo. I'm just trying to show you the inside and the outside. I've done exactly the same here. So what you've just seen me do with the difficult part, can you see I've done exactly the same with the lining.
Okay.
Now you must always put the wrong sides together. So it's up to you whether you want to turn this one inside out or this one, but one of them needs to be inside out because that's the wrong side. This is also the wrong side. So the wrong sides must go together like this. And then the first thing you do, so get your little flap back in there, right? You're going to line up your seams. So I'm going to line up these seams here. I'm just going to open this seam up nicely and I'm going to stitch them and I'm going to hold them in place with a little clip. So I'm going to hold my seams in place first. This is always the magic bit at this end. So you're going to get this perfectly lined up. Make sure, for those of you that are watching that don't do your sewing, that are like me just starting, make sure you leave a hole in your lining, otherwise you can't turn it all through. I'm going to sew this side first because it's easier because it hasn't got the flap in. And then this side here, you can see we're going to sew all three together. You've got the flap, the lining, the top, and we're going to have to catch those extra bits in. So I'm going to put extra bits of my, so I'm going to hold these in place. And they're going to go right round. Now this is one of only 3 of the bags and I've chosen what I would say is like the most difficult one for me to work with because I want you to see how easy it is. If I can do the backpack, you can absolutely do. I did the satchel a few weeks ago and the round one, once you've got the hang of kind of sewing round the corner, which you've just watched me do, it becomes really, really easy. So all I'm doing is I'm going all the way around. Now it's up to you. You could either have put this, I could have turned this upside down and took the edge off and sewed it round like you would a sleeve. But actually it's quite a big open area, so I'm just going to stitch it round just a little bit at a time. So I'm going all the way around yeah, I haven't got much else to say about the fact that I'm going to go all the way around. So this should go, there's my top, there's my bottoms. Your bag is looking pretty good, Jo. Are you ready? All I need to do, look, there's the base. And actually, I was a little bit worried that it maybe wouldn't be strong enough without the, what do you call it, Jo? What do we call it? Without the wadding. Wadding, yep. There's the word, right? But actually, it does feel quite strong, doesn't it?
I think it's great.
That looks quite nice. Oh, it looks very manly, Jo, very manly. Do you want me to show you how you do the bit on the back to hold it together?
Oh, yes,
right?
please.
So, there's the top bits. So what you're going to do is you need some of the D-rings that we have, and you're going to you need 2 D-rings on each side. So you're going to take those D-rings and you're going to feed them on, thread that over, and then I'm just going to, do you think I can get this in here? Yeah, I'm just going to try and sew through. Might take a couple of goes backwards and forwards because it's going through a lot. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try it. I was going to chance doing it without my foot down. There we go. So I'm going to go backward and forward a couple of times, and that affixes those D-rings on, or you can do it by hand. So there's one, and then watch what they do, Jo. You come in with this one, you come in with your top bit, and you go through 2, right, and then back through 1, and that's how. There you go. Can you see? And that's how. And so then it pulls tight.
Fabulous!
And you see. So I'm going to do the same with the bottom one, and we've got all of these sorts of things like your D-rings available on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, or even if not on the show, they're on the website.
Beautiful,
I've got your backpack
Sara.
finished, Jo. Let's have a look. I'll extend it right up to the edge. There you go. So it's quite a good size. I'm going to put it on. You'll have to excuse seeing my mic packs at the back here. But I think your backpack's looking pretty good.
Amazing.
There, Jo.